Episode 128 of the Wilderness Podcast is brought to you by our Patreon supporters. Support the show at patreon.com/The Wilderness Podcast. Our supporter of the week is Frazier DeVaney. We're also brought to you by Audible. You can get a free month and a free audiobook at audibletrial.com/wild. Welcome to episode 128 of the Wilderness Podcast. I am your host, Dilz, and with me, as always, is Deagin.
Hey, how's it going?
A little bit of a short week this one was. I feel like I've been saying that a lot recently. Anyways, doesn't matter. A dev blog about the Treasure Trail expansion, kind of an update on their progress, as well as some small things as well trickled in there. And Dead Man Mode, the fiasco that happened last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're revisiting and talking about the future of Dead Man Mode.
Yep.
Besides that, we have an update on the BAFTA.
Yeah.
BAFTA
Awards.
That's, I was going to say competition, but that's not right. Anyways, we will get into all of that, plus more, maybe more, might not be more. You'll have to wait and see. Deagin, what'd you do this week?
I don't think I really did anything.
Just sat there staring at a wall for 7 days?
Yeah, kind of. Couple raids here and there. That's like pretty much it. Like
no uniques?
No.
Still gaming those other games?
Yeah, like still playing the other games a little bit, but like I haven't really done much gaming. Yeah, just kind of like working a bunch and just chilling. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah. Like honestly, I can't really think of anything like standout-ish or like spectacular that happened.
Fair enough.
Yeah. What about you?
This is going to be a short episode.
Yeah.
God, let's try to hit that 1 hour mark. What did I do this week? Same as always. School's wrapping up. This is like my final week before exams, and I have one, possibly two exams.
That's it?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Like, dude, this course is easy. I don't know if we talked about it on here. Actually, it might have been after recording, but you were there when it happened. I went on. We were trying to figure something out about the Monday, and it was a Sunday night. And I went on my school website to see what was going to be in class the next day, and I had a notification saying you have your final assignment due in 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? And then I was like, oh my God, freaking out. You were sitting on the other end being like, you're so screwed. You've got nothing done, and it's your final. You are going to fail that.
Mm-hmm.
I blasted it out in like 45 minutes. Got a 92% on it.
Yeah, that's just bullshit. Like, if I was in my program, I was like, I have a final, I literally can't do it. Like, it's 40 or 20 to 40 hours of work I gotta put in this. What?
Yeah, so it's, I don't know, like, some of my assignments are just like, write a 30-second commercial. Here's your demographic that you're gonna, here's the audience that's gonna listen to the commercial, and here's what the product has to be about, or the commercial has to be about. If you can come up with an idea for the commercial, then you're like, boom. Then you're just trying to squeeze it into 30 seconds. It's not that. The hard part is coming up with an idea, but normally it's kind of easy, especially when you don't actually produce it. You just gotta write it out. You don't. I didn't have to make it. I just had to write the script. So
yeah,
easy peasy. So that's going to be wrapping up shortly. As for video games, continuing with the RuneScape grind, but actually today I hit that wall where I logged in and sat at the Grand Exchange for like 40 minutes being like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah.
And didn't do anything. Ended up just signing off.
Yeah, I mean, that happens. Like, I get home from like work, go do my daily like Zav staffs, see if anyone wants to raid, do some raids, do like a couple. And then it's just like, I want to just chill. But I don't want to like do Winter Todd because I don't like it. And
it's not that bad.
And I want to fish, but I don't want to do barbarian fishing. I don't know. I just like end up playing like Risk of Rain 2 or something, like playing some random thing and then just like chatting with people on Discord. Like I don't know. Like I'm definitely not burnt out on RuneScape. I'm still like enjoying it and all that. Like I have been setting other goals, like maxing seems kind of nice, but like getting 99 Slayer, I was just like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I thought that'd be like the one skill that I'd be like, yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was just kind of like, all right.
It,
I get like, I don't like 99s don't feel good to get.
that I feel the same way. I have like, they're not as special as they were. You get them, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even, for the most part, I mean, for all my 99 so far, which is range, HP, the easy ones, fletching, cooking, all the melee ones. None of them were like, guys, let's have a house party for this one. I was like, no, I'm just gonna get it. It's nothing too special.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if you're probably listening, if you have like 70 strength, you're like, what the fuck do you mean it's not special? But I think the problem is you're at 98 to 99 takes so long that by the time you get it, you're like, yeah, you got over it, how close you were.
Well, I know my issue is that I like to plan how I'm going to get the 99. Well, like I know how I'm going to go from like, I know 79 to 99 hunter. Like that's been planned for, well, I think
the dawn of time.
74 to 99. You know what I mean? Like I've had, like I plan out my skills. I know the rate. So, and then I do the math and figure out the time. And then it's just like, I think I robbed myself of the achievement because I'm like, I put in enough time and I got it. Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really like get anything from a 99.
Do you remember that video of some dude who collected like thousands of Brimhaven tickets?
Yeah.
And he got like 80 mil agility experience in like 10 minutes?
Yeah. Rank 1 EHP was his name and he got banned.
Oh, really? Why?
Because he botted those tickets and he paid Venezuelans to get tickets for him.
Damn, lucrative business. But in that video, he has some people watching him and he goes and turns them all in. And he goes, all right, 200 mil experience. Like, we're done.
And he had one buddy being like, drop the pirate hook. I want to pick it up.
Yeah.
And like one of his buddies just there to make a mill or two. Like, that's so sad.
But everyone else was way more hyped than he was. He was like, yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
I guess if you're botting too, you're just like, all right, someone else got it for me.
I mean, he did spend more time getting 80 mil in tickets or whatever, or like 120 mil in tickets than it would take to actually max an account.
Yeah.
Like the amount of hours he put in getting those tickets, like you're kind of just like, yeah, that's kind of the issue with like max mentality or like getting like putting such a high priority on a 99 is that like, the first time, I guess different strokes for different folks. Some people get really excited over it. I don't know. Maybe I just approach it in a bad way. I don't know. I was flying high off my first fire cape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, me too.
I was so happy about that for like hours. I was like, man, I finally got it. And Bear Gloves, I was like, this is pretty cool. But then like my first 99, which was strength, I like DH'd the guard.
Yeah.
And was like, okay, well, we go buy the cape and let's move on.
I think I went PKing at Edgeville, got 99 and just teleported out. And the dude's like, what? Thanks, man. But I guess just the sense of achievements changed for us and probably many other people where you don't really care as much for some of those 99s. Like maybe if you get 99 rune crafting, you're like, fucking finally, I'm done. I don't need to do this anymore.
I don't think I'd get that.
I feel like I would just be relieved. If I get when I get 91 rune crafting, I'm going to be relieved.
Yeah.
Maybe, but then I have to like, okay, now I need to get 90 thieving.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I only bring that up or brought that up because like, I'm kind of like I want to get max. And I think maybe achieving max is like, that's where it'll be a collective, like to put it in like stupid settled the Swampletics meme, that's where the dopamine will come from. Like, like getting that max cape / like player status where like I'm maxed, like that, you know, like the achievement. It's not like I got 99s and everything. It's that like I got everything.
Yeah. But I bet you'll be sitting there being like, now what?
Yeah. So like I was thinking like, cause like I'm not burnt out. I have way more fun doing Xerix than I do like getting a level and fire making, right? I'm at like 91 right now. So I kind of want to like sit down and just grind out like a bunch of Theater of Blood kills or get kill count, like just get a bunch of like, I don't know, experience with it and then make a bunch of money and just go for an Infernal Cape before I max.
The Infernal Cape, that's where you're going to get the That's that real, that high that you don't get from the 99s.
Yeah, we sound like drug addicts where it's like now we stopped smoking heroin.
We're chasing the dragon of 99s, but you never get it.
It's like we smoked enough heroin. They're like, this is pretty cool. But dude, I heard injecting it is way better.
Fuck, I can't wait to try that. But you're going to fail a bunch when you do it, but when you finally hit that vein.
I was just going to say, once you find that vein.
This is a bad metaphor.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I feel the same way. It's why I have 3 skills at level 98, and they're so close to being 99. 300k experience away from 99 Slayer, 300k experience away from 99 woodcutting. Like 500k experience away from 99 magic. I'm just like, I'll get them. I'll get them eventually.
Yeah.
And no reason to rush it. But yeah, anyways, I've been kind of working away on my grinds. I'm behind schedule with my rune crafting though, because I said for this episode, I was hoping to be level 90. And I just hit 89 earlier today. It's because I've been focusing on other things though. I got my prayer from 77 to level 81.
Okay.
So I did a bit of that.
Any reason why?
I gotta get 85 for the diaries.
Isn't there a way to cheese it?
It's the Desert Elite Diaries, so I'm not really sure what it is I need to do exactly. I mean, we can look it up. We got the internet here.
I think you have to restore 85 at the altar.
Yeah, restore at least 85 prayer points when praying at the altar in Sophanum, but you can't boost.
Yeah, okay.
So anyways, I want to get that anyways, because, that much closer. 99 plus the combat levels to get me to 124.
Yeah. Dude, just go for 93, so you get your max use out of prayer. I think it's a 93. Get max usage out of your prayer pots and restores.
Oh, yeah?
That extra 1
I'll get
restore.
it eventually. It's expensive.
Oh, yeah.
I was doing it at the Chaos Altar, and so the previous weeks, me and some people from the clan chat have been going to like Callisto and Venenatus.
Yep.
And I mentioned I didn't see any PKers.
Yep.
So I went to the Chaos Altar. Tons of PKers.
Yeah.
It's kind of a hot zone, but it's not the best PKers. It's where I would go.
It's people at MSB spec. I've said this before, but I had a dude who attacked me, and I was able to flick Redemption and heal, or Retribution, whatever it is, to heal up and finish my inventory of bones.
Nice.
Because he just couldn't kill me. He double MSB spec'd me, and I'm like, all right, well, let me just start one-ticking these bones. Let me just flick. Let me heal up. Okay, let me just pray at the altar.
Yeah.
Like, you get some pretty bad PKers.
But it's like, I love that area. That's like one spot I can kind of see a very slight glimpse of the ecosystem that they look for, where you have PVMers, PKers coming for the PKers going for the PKers who are PKing the PVMers. Mm-hmm. So I just bring a bunch of defense gear. So the Chaos Altar is in the wilderness, like 40, 35. It's between 35 and 40 or something like that. And when you use your bones on it, you get a 50% chance of keeping your bones instead of wasting them. So you kind of get double the amount of bones by doing it. The downfall is you're in the wilderness. So some people go bring one inventory and then suicide once they're done and then just run back so you're not risking anything. Or you can bring noted bones and there's a guy there who will unnote them for you. So I bring the noted bones. I bring about 100. It's a bit sketch, but I find if I'm paying attention, I won't get PK'd. Mm-hmm. You bring your decent defense gear. And some food. I bring like 3 Cerebrews and stuff, and I can almost always get away. There's a few times I die, but it's because I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah.
And a few times I started getting PK'd by like level 100s and level 90s.
Yeah.
So I started bringing the Dragon Dagger, and I bring Vengeance in a super combat.
Yeah.
And I've almost killed some people that way, and I haven't killed anyone though, but I'm not really trying.
Upgrade those like some D-Claws?
Yeah, if I had the D-Claws, yeah. But one thing that was pretty cool was when I was doing it, some level 100 logged in or hopped and he starts attacking me. But then another PKer showed up and starts attacking him. Mm-hmm. So they're fighting. And then there was a third PKer that showed up And I was sitting there, and he came up and tried to do like an ice barrage on me twice, and it splashed, and I just kept doing the prayer.
Yep.
And then he just turned around and went to where the other guys were and started PJing. You know, it was like a 3-way fight. And I was like, cool, man. Like, no one's even caring about me. Like, that's what I like to see.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool, and it made me want to go back there and PK as well. But I didn't.
Yeah, some of the best loot I've gotten PKing is, anti-PKing, like Vanguard. But then, like, going to Rev Caves with a couple buddies, and you just see dudes and mystics, and you're like, yo, we on them. And they have, like, a toxic staff or something, and we just all jump one dude, and he's like, wait, you're not supposed to do this? You know what I mean? Like, they're kind of like,
we should be on a team.
How dare you? And then it's like, all right, let's drop this fool.
So, I don't, like, there are ways to make that ecosystem. It's just, I guess the PVM bosses don't really do it.
Well, the issue is the PVM bosses waste all the resources of the PVMers.
Yeah.
So you're either leaving after each kill, or you're just funneling loot.
Maybe that's the difference between the Chaos Altar versus Callisto, is that when a PvPer pops on and sees the PVMer, he'll just go in his head like, there's a chance for some good money to be made here. Whereas in the Chaos Altar, even if they do kill me, they'll get like, if they're lucky and kill me as soon as I get there, they'll get like 80K.
Yeah.
And which is like, okay, it's something, versus, you know, some guy in Verax where you can get his flail and potential loot, whatever he has.
Yeah.
So if two PvPers log in at Chaos Altar, they're going to go, I could kill this PvPer and I'll get way more money than the chance of getting these dragon bones. So I think that's what happens. They're like, fuck it, I'll just kill this dude instead of coming at me.
Well, I know with Callisto, like, you're better off just safe spotting it. Just grab it, like, magic longbow, spec it. Well, unless you're anti-PKing, but hit it, pull it to the rock, safe spot it. You're in singles now. You can run singles down to 20 if you don't have a glory. You know what I mean? Like, you can, it's so easy to tank, but then also, like, when I've been fighting people, like, that are just, like, soloing Callisto, it's like, it's kind of annoying to fight someone in Verax and, like, a crossbow if they're anti-PKing, because it's like, they'll just range rag you, and then they'll just swap and hit you through prayers. Like, it's like your prayers don't matter.
Right.
So it does get annoying. And then they also have, like, D-Claws or an AGS. And it's like, they should, right? Like, good for them. And it should be annoying to fight them. But I think, like, the average PKer can't handle that.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think a lot of people that hate PKers just think of them as, like, man, it's because they're so good and they just pick on the little guys. No, they're picking on you because they literally can't pick on someone their own size. Like, they're just bad PKers. And if you fight back, you'll notice that super quickly. Like,
but then what makes the Chaos Altar any different? Because I see PKers, I have never seen two PKers who weren't on a team log in and not, like, one of them didn't decide to fight the other one.
Well, because, like,
I guess that would happen at Callisto. I just don't often see two different people.
So, like, if you go, like, I think of killing people at, the Chaos Altar as killing runecraft, like, nature runecrafters and stuff at the Abyss.
Yeah. Okay.
You get a glory. It's an easy kill.
Yeah.
It's kind of memey. It's fun. It's quick. It's fast. It's fun. It's Dominion.
And if you do see someone who's PKing there, you're going to go, I could just kill this dude and I'll get way more money. Why am I going to keep going after the runecrafters when this guy's sitting right here?
I mean, they're, like, even then, they're usually salad boys.
Yeah.
But, like, you PK those people, or if you're pure and you're PKing air orbs, like, you're probably not the best. You just want to kill shit. Like, I find it really fun to kill air orb bots, especially on my Mauler, because you can just, like, one-shot them and walk away. But the amount of times I log in and see, like, a Darkbow Rusher, and then they immediately tell you.
Oh, yeah?
Because they could one-shot me, but I can one-shot them back, because they're rushing with a Darkbow. Mm-hmm. But it's like, someone's actually here to fight people. I'm out. And then at the Chaos Altar, it's the same thing, but it's like, he might have a bunch of bones and money. Sometimes they do. But, like, it's just, you go there for easy kills.
Yeah, but maybe the PKers that are just hanging around longer than versus a PVM boss where they're hopping a bunch more. Yeah, it seems that, or maybe it's the fact that I know when I go PKing there and I bump into someone, they're probably better than me, but they're not crazy better than me where I don't feel like I have a chance. Do you get what I'm saying?
At the altar?
Yeah, like if I'm PKing there and I bump into someone, even though he's more skilled than I am, he's still at a level where I still have a chance. Like, you know what I mean? I'll be going in a few times, I might get a good combo off and go, fuck, I could have killed him there.
Yeah.
Whereas you go to Rev Caves, you're probably going to bump into some better PKers who are like, I didn't stand a chance.
Well, bigger groups of PKers.
Yeah, but even like a 1v1 case, like the guy's probably going to be better.
Not like, I know it's anecdotal and stuff. I've never had like, the only time I've been in situations where I'm like, this guy is way better than me is when you telly to the burning, like, outside lava maze, and there's a dude on a hill. That's like the only, like, I'm not good at PKing. Like, I can change prayers and I understand the concept of like setting up the mind games and then you just like, you switch, like you just, like, I understand, I don't really know how to like, without going like fighting game terminology, but like, you get them thinking that you have certain habits, and then, but that's the whole point. So
yeah.
You could swap to one set and do something, or like go to pretend to do something. They swap to mage to barrage you, but really you're just gonna go spec them out with whatever and get them off ropes, off prayer. Like you set them up with bad habits. Like I understand like that stuff. The average person that's just like, it's just like someone who likes to PK for fun. Like it's like, yeah, and I find. Like, the hardest people I fight, yeah, Burning Amulet, but also those dudes safe spotting, like Callisto, where it's like, they're gonna have, like, D-claws and, like, decent gear. They're not skulls, so they can bring, like, a lot more gear than you're kind of expecting. Even, like, more gear than you have, and you're risking more money. Like, that's just kind of, like, what I've experienced. I could be, like, off base, but, like, I've never bumped into, like, a 3v3 or something in revs, and me and my buddies go, like, oh man, these guys are actually really good. It's like, hey, the TBers on each side are TBing everyone. We're just gonna like stockpile. Like, we're gonna just jump on one dude.
Yeah.
Just don't hit him with what he's praying against, and then it's like, oh, he's dead, or oh, like we're dead. It's always a, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. PKing is something I'm definitely going to be getting into eventually once I get the funds for it. But for now, we'll continue on with the Elite Diary grind.
Yeah.
The only other thing I worked on this week was I did some quests because I was like, I don't feel like doing thieving and I don't feel like doing rune crafting. I'll do some quests. So I get them I only have a couple to do. I could probably blast them out in a couple days if I wanted to.
Yeah, I have one left. My Armor's Big Adventure.
Yeah.
I still haven't even done that.
I have that on my list too. So I'll have that one knocked out eventually. But yeah, that's basically it. I've been trying to find other games to play while I was rune crafting and decided to download Skyrim again. Spent like one of the evenings downloading all these different mods.
Enderall?
What?
Have you heard of Enderall?
No, what's that?
It's a mod that completely redesigns all Skyrim.
Oh, whoa.
And they've like not hand modeled, but they've hand designed like dungeons to feel like real dungeons.
Really?
And they like, there's some crashing issues, but because it's a complete overhaul it's like a whole new game. But like each dungeon, it's not like Skyrim dungeon where it's like, hey, look, you can mine stuff and kill bandits and there's a convenient exit. It's like they're all like super like the environment, the atmosphere, like it's really well done.
Well, I downloaded a bunch of mods and then I loaded up the game, went to go play it, and I was like, I've done this so many times before.
Oh yeah,
so many times. I'll make a new account, clock like 50 hours on that account, get bored, stop playing it, play it again a few months down the road, and can't play my old file because I'm completely lost in that one, so I'll start a new one again. And
yeah, I think Skyrim's kind of just like past its prime now.
Yeah, it's a good game though. It did well, clearly, with all the mods out there and shit. But anyways, enough of all this rambling. Let's get on to the news that we got.
The little news that we have. So, with the progress update on the treasure trails, they show us some images of, like, what some of the stuff will look like. From, like, the easy clue, or the beginner and beginner clue items and like the third age stuff. The druidic outfit.
yeah,
they're adding a cloak.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, like an Obimall ornate that is just like a red line, a red trim on like 2 parts. I don't know.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, the Bobcat staff and all that, like the heraldic armors. Third age skirt, leather chap G's. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like the look of any of it.
The third age druid doesn't look bad.
Yeah, it looks all right. Yeah, doesn't really look like a druid set. Like I don't know. Like you look at that, it doesn't say like you don't think of like prayer bonus.
It does a little bit just because it has like little leaf looking pieces to the robes and whatnot.
I would have kind of expected to be more like animalistic.
Yeah.
Like a furry? No, like I don't know, like more like a maybe I'm just like stuck in this like woodlands druid type like archetype. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I understand that's like not really what
you think of it from like
more of like a
World of Warcraft or D&D, yeah.
Elfie type thing. And I know that like I guess you think of in terms of like druids and Taverley.
Yeah, they're just kind of like very attuned with nature.
Yeah, smoking those herbs.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird, but
nothing special, but it's all very meh. The problem I have with these is that they're just another reward you'll get where you go, "Oh, unique." Look up the price on the Grand Exchange and it's worth $50,000. You're
yeah.
Like, huh. God damn it.
But more importantly, they did release what the Mimic room would look like and the Mimic boss, or like their first renditions of the art. I think I sent you on Discord. What are your thoughts on it? What's your knee-jerk reaction to this? So keep in mind, the whole theme of the Mimic is that, and I really disagree with this, obviously, from the tone of my voice, but you get a casket, you go to open it, and it's like, hey, this is a Mimic. It's going to be an instance boss fight. Are you sure you want to do this? Yes. And then you like get sucked into the box. You get sucked into the casket.
So, and you don't like the idea where you have a chance to know that, you know what I mean? You're going to know when the Mimic boss is going to happen.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
Because this is where I'm confused as well. So when we go back to the Treasure Trail expansion poll blog from March 6th, they have in their change log, so things they've tweaked with it, and it says, removal of the warning message for the Mimic boss fight when opening up a casket.
Yeah, but is it changelog 1 or 2?
Changelog 1.
Yeah, and they did another changelog. When I was going through the poll blog, they still mentioned like a warning system.
So yeah, I don't know, because I mean, it would be a pain in the ass to have to gear up every time you open up a rewards casket.
Well, it's an elite or a masters.
Yeah, so that's where at the same time, like, I don't really care because it's kind of...
It's an elite or a masters.
Yeah.
It's not like a medium. You're not cranking out 40 an hour. Like,
yeah. It'd be kind of fun that you did it and you're like, all right, let's click it. Oh, nothing. All right, bank everything.
It's like, oh no, I have to gear up before I hand in my masters. It's like, buddy, you're not doing a masters every day.
Yeah.
Like some people like take months to do theirs, and it'd be kind of fun to be like, oh, we're gonna fight this guy.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the room that they show, you're inside of another casket. It looks like you're in a room that looks like you're inside of a chest. There's giant coins surrounding the walls. It doesn't look horrible.
Yeah.
If you were to open up a casket and then you just randomly get teleported into that room, that's kind of cool. I don't mind that. I mean, they're trying to prevent the problem with wildy bosses where you could safe spot it.
Yeah.
They don't want you to open up the chest and it spawns the Mimic boss because you're just going to find a way. Well, if you go to this area and open it, you can get it stuck behind trees.
See, like, I was trying to think how... Yeah, you can't just have them open it. I mean, it'd be funny as hell to like see like someone fighting a Mimic at the Grand Exchange.
It would be cool.
It'd like day one, everyone's like, you know, there'd be some griefing going on hard. And then to have it just like suck you in, I don't like that. And I was trying to think of alternatives, and the only things I can think of is like, well, if it's going to prompt you, if people wanted to prompt you or something, but like, okay, let me rephrase this. People are like kind of like, there's like people that think it should prompt you, and then like, oh, this is so annoying. I don't want to have to gear up and open it up and nothing happens. What if like you go to open the casket and it's stuck or it's jammed, or like you go to open it and it rattles? So then it's like, you could open it up and then whatever, or you could like take it to Watson or Sherlock and like from there, like kind of like in between, like instead of just like it warning you, you're gonna go.
But what would Watson do? Open it for you and then you fight it there?
Like take it into his chamber downstairs and then you would open it up and fight it there. Kind of like hey, this casket seems weird, like it won't open. Maybe Watson can help him the first time. He's like, oh yeah, this is a mimic. You know what I mean? Like something weird. Like it's not the best idea because it's kind of like trying to like find a way in the middle, or maybe you just open it and it's normal. Make it like
I would love the idea that you opened it and you just had to fight it there. Because I think it would be cool. It'd be cool to see other people fighting it.
Yeah,
and people would be like, you'd have someone probably just like, did you get anything good? Like wanting to know, like, what the fuck was that? Did you get any good loot? Is it worth it? And you could have mechanics where if he's not able to target you after X amount of time, maybe he teleports right next to you and hits you for like double damage or something. You know, like this way you couldn't cheese the fight.
Or he just turns back into a casket.
Yeah.
And you have to do the fight over again or something.
Yeah, something like that. Because like this would prevent people from trying to safe spot it, and it's still cool to have it in the real world. But at the same time, I don't mind the idea that you open it up and it teleports you into like this new world.
Yeah, like I don't mind that as well. My issue is that how are you gonna make, like, I don't like the look of the mimic. I don't like the look of, maybe because the image they show, it's like super zoomed out. But it feels super claustrophobic, which I guess is intentional. But it also means that, like, is it just like you're just gonna sit there and hit it, switch to prayers? Like, I would like it to like do some cool stuff, and they're like, oh, it'll throw third age items at you, another clue, and it's like that's kind of dumb. Like, I like the idea of like.
What about if he teleported you in naked, and then he would randomly shoot out random rewards from clue scrolls? But you had to pick them up and equip it to fight them with it.
Yeah, like, that'd be cool. And you eat just like purple sweets or something.
Yeah, or some food maybe he just throws out there.
Well, I don't know if it's this. I think it's the image I sent you. You can see purple sweets in the room.
Yeah.
So what if you brought them to the edge and it would be like you click that to get an inventory of food. But they're like, because you're small, it's not like a stackable thing. It's like it's a piece of food, right? And you could just do that. Like maybe you're limited to how many times you could eat from them. Mm-hmm. Or maybe you just have to click them to heal up at some point and you're limited to like, so you can't just sit there and brute force the fight. You actually have to do damage. Like they could make it like a Gauntlet-esque experience. You know how like the Gauntlet for Song of the Elves expansion, where like you go in with no armor. And then in the Gauntlet, it's similar to like Dungeoneering, how you make all your stuff. But like for this, it's like you could like pick up one of the coins as a shield. You know what I mean? They have like little various items that you could like. There's the glory ornate thingy.
Yeah,
right?
The trimmed glory.
Yeah. If they just, even though it like doesn't make sense because it's like you're small and everything's big, but if they made something cool like where there's like unique items that you get in there, so you can go, you don't have to gear up. Mm-hmm. Like, what if you just like went in, he's like chilling, and then maybe you have to like attack him to start the fight, but like you can like grab a coin for a shield, break off a piece of the glory for like a sword. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like some random stuff like that. And then from there you're fighting you're like, maybe the items change or something, like I don't know. It's a lot to ask for, but they can find a happy medium that like you're unexpectedly put into the fight, but also you don't have to do this weird dance of gearing for nothing.
Yeah. Overall, though, I do think the design looks good. Looking at the picture though, it looks like about a 10 by 10 tile room. That's more than enough space to deal with mechanics of some sorts.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, right?
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of how the chest looks, but also
it's got tentacles at the bottom of it and stuff.
Well, like, even like the top of it, how it's just like it feels so like skinny and tall.
Yeah,
but it's also just like the angle and how zoomed out you are. Like they got the whole room. I want to be like more zoomed in and get like a feel for what the boss actually kind of like looks like.
And it's safe to say it's like the prototype.
Yeah.
They're going to tweak around with
like,
it.
It's definitely not a final product, but I do hope that they like kind of put a lot of care into this, because even though it's like a small piece of content that not everyone will like experience, but like it's the kind of content they really should put in like more effort, because like some people just, like the idea of just doing clue scrolls, it's like, I don't do them, I don't like them, but there's people that love doing clue scrolls.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of them.
And I think it would be like a nice addition to kind of make it like a unique piece of content that you can kind of do. And it might pull me to like actually start doing elites.
Yeah.
Because right now I just save up, master clue, save up, hand into Watson. Like, you know what I mean? Like I set up as many master clues as possible. And then I just go and rip them all. And then I just do it all over again. I'll rip like 3 or whatever in a row.
Yeah.
And then I move on.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully it's a good piece of content. But I do think it's nothing to get overhyped about.
Yeah, like, as of right now, it's just filler for Song of the Elves.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, in other news, there's a...
Well, I guess they do say that they're hoping that this clue scroll update will happen on Thursday. Oh, the 11th, April.
Yeah.
It should be dropping, so bank up some elites and master clues now, if you're wanting to jump in and try to get some of those uniques.
Yeah, I mean, I do hope that they kind of, like, they're falling into the same trap of, like, they're probably going to have to redo this at some point.
Yeah, they might, but I don't know.
Just because, like, it doesn't seem super... maybe I just don't like clues that much. Like, I hate them so much.
Oh, that's clear.
That this doesn't look cool.
You like, create this so I do enjoy this content that I don't like.
But yeah, in other news, there has been a clan chat and world hopping bug. Don't worry, we haven't banned you from our CC.
I get kicked out of it all the time, and I'll be like, God, it's quiet here for a Saturday night. Look in. Oh, true, I'm not even in a CC.
Yeah, the CC has been an issue. The CC and like world hopping bug has been an issue for like ever, but it's gotten really bad recently to the point where they're like trying to fix it.
Yeah.
I noticed like East Coast servers are really bad. If you go from West Coast to East Coast, that's when it happens for me. Because typically I'm raiding on West Coast. So after I'm done like a raiding session, I will go back to like 314. Because that's just an East Coast server that I always like to go on. Yeah. Like, man, CC's dead. I'm like, oh, I'm not even in the CC. Type it, and there's just like a bunch of people in chatting, and I'm like, oh my God. There has been an attack style change. So they made a change detailed in this post that caused, all weapons within their weapon type to remember the attack style it was set.
Yep. See the defense, the pures ruining their defense level bug.
Yep. The old school wiki team has created a weapon types page to show all weapons under each type. And this will allow you to check all weapons you have are set the way you would expect, particularly useful for pures. Anyone affected by the bug related to this update causing them to gain unwanted experience, you have some time to submit an account help ticket.
Very cool stuff, though. People on the wiki page are hard at work.
Yep. Lots of German and UK worlds have been taken down for a bit for some maintenance.
Oh, there's a category of bladed staffs. That's cool.
Yeah.
Staff of Light, Staff of the Dead, Toxic Staff of the Dead.
Yep. And then PvP rotation. Who cares? And there's an iOS bug. Who cares? They fixed it. Just like didn't remember your login details. On to the Deadman mode stuff.
Oh boy.
So, with the, how do I put this politely?
The April Fool's event, that was a legit event at the same time?
Yeah, they are going to be doing a rerun of Spring Finals. So, the final 256 from Saturday's event will be re-invited to compete. Their accounts will be as they were at the time of the permadeath stage began. This wasn't an option at the time, but they can now do this.
Yeah, they have a lot more time when they're in the office, right?
Yep. So, the results of the Spring Finals on Saturday 30th of March. It's still being honored. Prize money will be paid at some point. Who knows when, because Jagex. But they need to ensure that the game mode content is in working order, and to accommodate this, it will be subject to intensive testing, and they'll host a beta in advance.
Nice.
So they don't have a specific date yet, but they'll let you know. They don't know how much prize money will be given. They'll let us know.
They're doubling up, but that's a good move on them, right? They fucked up hard on the last tournament.
Yeah.
Doing a rerun, though, so all those people have another chance at it is pretty cool of them.
Yeah, I agree. Those people wasted, did you see Alfie before and after?
Have I? Not really.
Like when he does like a final hour or final week type thing, he looks like Skeletor when he begins, because he just looks tired.
Yeah, I was going to say, every time I've watched him, you see bags under his eyes.
You know his mom's like, Alfie, you got some low iron in your blood. Like, he just like looks like his skin's going to start peeling. He's got scurvy or something. I don't know. But then like at the end of the week, you're like, dude, this guy's going through chemo or something. Like he's done. Like I was watching a stream like before like the final hour started, and he was like swapping gears around, trading to get the right sets. He just like, and it's all the streamers and like everyone probably that's like competing, like, and that gets far in, like they like do some really bad damage to their body that like,
it's online with that, the EHP skilling draft.
But like getting 4 hours of sleep a night, and then
I get 6 hours of sleep a night and I am toast the next day.
Yeah. Getting out of bed, like I'll get like 6 and I'm like, ooh wee. Like,
I can't remember if we had this conversation off the podcast or if we just are rehashing it from last week. I just can't imagine spending a whole week getting 4, 5, even 6 hours of sleep, but also you're spending the whole day on a chair in front of a monitor. Like, for me, if I get like 6 hours of sleep, let's say 4 hours of sleep, I'm going to be tired tomorrow. But if I'm out like walking around and like if I'm going to class and stuff, like it kind of wakes my body up. So I'm tired, but I can kind of ignore it. But I know if I'm that tired and I'm sitting in front of a computer, I'm just going to want to go to take a nap. Like I'm not going to be able to, I can't do it.
Yeah, I actually like, now I remember this conversation because I said like, well,
it's like
I'm the same way, but I need to be stimulated. I've gone to work like 2 hours of sleep and it's fine. Like, I feel like shit. I get like this, the sickly tired feeling.
Yeah.
I can get my brain stimulated somehow. Like I'll be awake. Like I'm pretty good at pulling all-nighters and stuff. Like I used to do it like religiously. As long as I can like not be bored, but like, I don't know, like if I'm like at work and I'm bored and it's like, hey, Deagin, you got markdowns to do. And it's just like doing price percentages on shit. Mm-hmm. I'll sit there and do it in my head. If it's a slow day and I can get away with it. Some days you can just kind of be slow. And I'll like do that is if I'm not like, if I'm really tired, because like, it wakes me up and it's like, sure, it takes me a little bit longer to like, I'm not going to walk around with a calculator figuring out price percent. I mean, I'll double check work, guys, come on. But like, I need something to like get my brain going. So like I would do Zara in the morning meme, but like actually like sometimes I'd wake up early, do a little like RuneScape and then go to work and I'm like, I'm totally fine.
Yeah, I can't. I got to be like walking or something, and then I'm like, I'm okay. I could walk the whole day on little sleep, but I don't think I could game on little sleep the next day, especially when it's 4 days you're consecutively doing that. It's
maybe they're all just taking Adderall.
Yeah, like, or different strokes for different folks. Maybe some people are the opposite.
Some people just like they like knowing that, hey, this is linked to Alzheimer's.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it for a chance at $32,000.
I mean,
servers went down. I got killed in a stupid way.
I don't know how common it is now, but I remember before with streamers, there was always like every week we're doing a 24-hour stream this day or a 48-hour stream.
Well, like Mr. No Sleep, he's a streamer who built his brand literally on not sleeping.
I remember tuning in sometimes and not entirely enjoying it because like when you're like 26 hours into the stream, he's like
loopy,
tired. But on top of that, I do remember him mentioning that the trick to doing it is lots of water, which is a given.
Yeah.
But he says he would hit a point after like 14, 15, 16, 17 hours where he's not hungry anymore. Yeah. He just doesn't eat for the rest of the stream. So
Which is the worst thing to do.
But it could be another 24 hours. He might be doing a 48-hour stream, and you're going to spend 24 hours just not eating because you're not hungry.
He's done like 70-hour streams. God. Him and Alfie have pulled like 70 hours. If you pull all-nighters, your brain consumes like way more calories.
Oh. Nice. If you're trying to lose weight.
But drinking, your brain literally, like, your body uses way more, that's why you have to drink a lot of water and stuff. But like, you actually use like way more resources to stay up. And like, the reason why you don't get hungry is because your brain hits a point where it's like, okay, I can't sleep. Therefore, like, the situation I'm in is actually kind of dangerous. Because
it's
like,
probably linked to like our like human instincts from ancient times where like you have to stay up for 48 hours probably means because there's another raiding party who's going to come and murder your village. So you need to stay on lookout.
Rot's just hanging out on render distance. No, but like, it's like you're like sifting through a sketchy part of like the jungle or whatever, Ice Age area. Somewhere. You know, what is the strand? I don't know, whatever, when cavemen crossed.
Bering Strait?
That's the Bering Strait. I feel like it's a video game reference. But there's that like patch of ice, how we traveled the Bering Strait, and it's like, oh, there are predators following us. We have to just keep going till they fuck off, right? Mm-hmm. But it's the same thing, like if people have like bad anxiety issues, and it's like, you should eat at a regular healthy, like if you eat healthy or like eat a proper amount, it helps, believe it or not, eating healthy and eating a correct amount, because like you like eat like if you have a shit diet or you eat really inconsistently, even sleeping, that's why sleeping is also like linked to depression, anxiety and stuff like that, like inconsistent.
Yep.
Cause like you go back to like, caveman times, like your like reptilian brain, it triggers this like response that like there's a reason why I can't go to bed at the same time today, and it's because of like danger.
Yep.
And then if you don't sleep for so long, it's like, I should be hungry, but this is so bad at this point that like I can't even tell like my stomach, I'm just gonna ignore it, because like me being hungry is just gonna like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah,
I can't stop to eat while this predator's chasing me.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're hungry, you're gonna want to like, you feel sick sometimes if you're that hungry.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool. Like sometimes I think about like, why is my body doing this, and I try to like think in ancient days, what would this benefit me from? Have you ever heard of I don't know if this is an actual saying, but I used to work with these two guys who used to drive trucks for a living for some time, but then they had quit. But they would tell me about this thing where they call it like seeing the black dog, which is when they'd be driving and they'd be so tired and they would see a black dog run across the street. It's more like you see some shadowy figure running across the road, which has caused like accidents because you swerve sometimes.
Yeah.
And they would say it's like you get so tired that your brain starts like playing tricks on you and it starts seeing things that aren't actually there.
Yeah.
It got me thinking like that's probably because back in the day when you had to stay up for 20 hours straight on lookout, like you need to be so aware that any little movement you would see what it was.
Yeah.
Even if nothing was even there. That's your brain being like, be on the lookout.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw some imaginary things at you and you got to find out which one's real.
Well, if you do stay up, like, I pulled some, like, pretty good hours. Like, you do, like, start hallucinating. It's not like you're on, like, mushrooms. Like, whoa, man, I'm tripping on no sleep.
You guys want to do some drugs this weekend? No, let's just not sleep.
But, like, you'll just, like, see stuff in the corner of your eyes. And it's like, it's weird. But, or, like, what would happen to me a lot is, like, specifically when I was living in my old place, where I'd keep my coat, sometimes where my coat was, it would look like I would just, like, keep it, like draped over something. It would look like someone was laying down, or something was just like standing. And you'd be like playing RuneScape or doing schoolwork, whatever, and you're like, oh shit, okay.
How long have you been there?
Yeah, but like just for like a second, it looks like something, right? Or like I'd be at school doing like schoolwork. I'm like looking down at my paper, and then like my backpack is in like the weird position, and then you just like see something and you look, oh, it's my backpack.
Yeah. I have that with this little dot on the wall.
Yeah.
But I'll be like, it's right in my peripherals when I'm on my monitor. So if I start getting tired, I'm constantly like, huh, oh, it's nothing. But I'll do it like 4 times in a night if I'm really tired, and I'm like, all right, let's go to bed.
Yeah. Another trick, if you like pulling out, well, not like, but if you pull all-nighters, is you just gotta smash greasy food. Not like McDonald's, but like a dirty burger.
Why?
Something about like a good burger, like not like fast food, but like where I lived, they had some like super good like takeout, like In-N-Out burger. Not In-N-Out because I think it's a fast food joint in America, but like just a good greasy burger.
Like some Five Guys?
Yeah, like I guess, but like a big gnar, like a big boy burger.
Yeah,
like, I don't know, something like that. Like after class or like whenever I like go home, I would just like go smash some like big shawarma or something or burrito, and it just like, oh, okay, I can keep going. That was so good. I don't know.
I feel like that's like
you don't, because you're like, you don't like, you just straight up like generally just don't eat as much. You don't get hungry.
Yeah.
You stay up for like days, but
I feel like a greasy burger is not what I'd want to eat if I'm trying to stay up. I have a feeling I'd eat that and be like, oh god, my arteries, I need to lay down and...
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I have a whole process. It's like, when you hit like hour like 16 and you're near the... when you know you're almost on your second win when you feel like you're about to have a seizure. Like you have this point where your brain is like dead and you're like this, oh no. And then it's hard to go to sleep.
Yeah, whenever I'm really tired and if I have the day off, I'll be like, I'm really fucking tired, but let me just finish up what I'm doing on RuneScape and then I'll go to bed. 45 minutes goes by, I go upstairs, brush my teeth, kind of get a glass of water before bed, get everything all, ready to get to sleep, lay down, and that's when my second wind hits. And I'm like, now I'm wide awake and I will be for the next hour.
Man, the worst, before we like continue with the updates, because there's really not much to talk about, so just deal with it, guys. Skip 10 minutes
about
ahead.
Sleep.
But like, when I was like, I remember like I would, because there's like literal like 2 weeks, and this is what pisses me off about, what makes me jealous about your finals, that I like 2 weeks, I get they then tell you what your finals is. It's not like you can just get it done when you first get it. Yeah, in 2 weeks have all this done, and you're like, oh shit, okay. So you're pulling like all-nighters every other night. Like I would just chain smoke cigarettes, pound back coffees. That's like, that's literally what the trick was. And then greasy food and stuff. But
so healthy.
It was messed up because I would lay in bed and I couldn't sleep because my heart would be racing. Just like
the coffee, cigarettes, and grease.
So many stimulants, just like. And I'm just like laying in bed, like, I'm gonna have a heart attack, aren't I? Oh my god.
This is how we're ending it.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. So
don't pull all nighters.
And think about your health.
It's linked to Alzheimer's. And
what I learned was when you lose sleep, you never catch up on it. It's just gone.
Yeah.
Like if you pull an all-nighter and you're like, well, I'll just sleep for like 12 hours tomorrow. Like you won't ever recover the sleep you lost.
Yeah. But the benefit is you can put in like your Tinder profile that you have a superpower, and then so you can pull all-nighters.
Okay.
It's like the ladies kind of are like, well, like, okay. And then you're like, well, I play RuneScape.
It's a blessing.
It's a good follow. It's
a curse.
It's a good thing to start. It's a good way to break the ice to tell me to play RuneScape. Because like, I don't know which one's less attractive. He brags about not sleeping or he plays RuneScape. Anyways, we'll move on.
But yeah, dead man mode. Yeah, people put those grinds in seriously. But that's the thing, if you're going to be competitive, you can't really not, because your opponent's going to be pulling those all-nighters.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to as well. It's just like UFC with cutting weight, right?
Yeah.
Where people, like they say that a lot, like cutting weight is so dangerous for UFC fighters, because if you're normally weigh like 185 and you're having to cut down to 165,
they're going to like pee black.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, like they're so dehydrated.
You'll see some weigh-ins where guys can't even stand. They're being carried onto the scale.
Yeah, they got meat hooks in them.
Yeah, but if they want to compete at 165, like they have to, or if they want to compete, they have to cut weight because they know whoever they're facing also cut weight. So if you're naturally 185, the guy you're facing is probably naturally 200.
Yeah.
If you want to fight at 185, that is. Same idea.
Yep.
Anyways, what are they going to do about Dead Man Mode? What does Jagex have planned for us?
Yeah, so in addition to considering how they could do right by the communities that don't sleep, They are discussing the long-term future of Deadman competitive gaming and PvP as a whole. So the Deadman summer season will continue as planned, ending on the 2nd of May. And the top-ranking players will be invited to compete in the summer finals, and details will be communicated later. And yeah, they said they'll be making huge changes to Deadman, and they believe the changes we had in store largely feature content driven won't be enough to elevate Deadman to the level it should be, even outside of the issues that they constantly run. They say spring finals, but every single finals.
It's just spring finals. We were like, the 2 finals before that, we thought they finally have it. They're on the right track. And then this one happened. They're just like, well, that was a huge leap backwards.
Yep. And they've now recognized that there's a big disconnect between the community and the game mode. And they've tried to bridge that gap by having flashy content like crates dropping.
Yep.
We're like, dude, that's sick. But like, obviously, like last episode, we talked about how like the little interactions were actually kind of funny, but they probably expected way more out of it. They
like teams camping it, and it would drop in 2 clans. Were like, you know what? We were gonna wait till the final areas to fight, but fuck it, let's do it right now.
Yeah, let's build these Fortnite towers.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen. You have one solo guy growing up snagging it and running away, which is fun for the moment, but it really doesn't impact the actual tournament.
Yeah, especially when he's like level 40 and he gets an infernal cape, and you're like, go kill that last green dragon. Yeah, so they want to like figure out what makes Deadman special. And they want to ensure that there's the right level of integrity and competition. Because, like, as is, Deadman will always cater to a hardcore community.
Just the nature of it.
The nature of it. Like, there are people that will bitch and complain saying, if you do this for me, I'll play. If you do this for me, I'll play. Like, look at how much they've gone back on, like, hey, if you died, you lost a bunch of experience.
Yeah, they made it a bit easier because the casuals left.
If you start from day 1 to now, it's like a virgin margarita. You know what I mean? We're like,
no, I don't.
Like, it's okay. How about it's not really like. Well, the theme of Deadman's very forgiving, but it's like, hey, look, I'm getting drunk, guys, but you're not. I was trying to go with that, but it doesn't work. It's like
there doesn't need to be a metaphor.
It's like you're going to a party and you're like, yo, I drink 2 guys, give me a beer, and then you start doing beer shots, and you're like, I'm one of the boys, I'm taking beer shots, and they're like, I don't know, you know what I mean? It's like they tried to like include everyone. These are some horrible examples.
It doesn't need to be a metaphor. It does seem like they were trying to bring in the casuals, and they realize you're not really going to.
Think of a pool hall, okay? And it's like these guys love gambling and playing pool, but we're gonna take out all the alcohol. You can't smoke in them anymore, but you know, we're gonna make it a family-friendly environment, and then. Like, little kids show up and they get smashed by some dude who's, like, crazy good at pool. And then they're like, this sucks. And
or
then
how
like,
about...
Okay, wait. We'll lower the table. We'll give you we'll do, like, I don't know.
We'll give you $5 that you can use to bet yourself. You're like, okay. You go bet it and lose it instantly. You're like, okay, now what?
Yeah.
I'm done. I want to leave. Like, well, no. Let's, do you like pinball?
Chug Jugs, V-Bucks? I don't know. But you know what I mean? Like, it's like they kind of like slowly lost, or they're losing what makes it really cool. And
well, it's hard because it's a very cool scene. Like, it's very competitive for the people who are going hard, and it's fun to watch. But most people just don't have the resources available to actually compete. They're never gonna, like, it's not like a PvP tournament where, because you need to grind in Deadman mode. You need to get your stats up. You need to create the account from scratch.
Yep.
Whereas a PvP tournament, if you're good at PvP, which that itself would take time practicing.
Yep.
But you just get thrown in there with 99 stats. Okay. That's, like, you already know how to PvP. There's no grinding involved. A casual could do that.
So, the only thing I can think of that the hardcore player base dislikes is grinding quests.
Yeah.
But some stuff like Shiloh Village, that is a cool concept where they had a bunch of completable quests. Or completed. But then clans locked down Shiloh Village, so, like, it was like 100 or 200 people had piety. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like out of like 2,000 or whatever. Like,
and let's say clans will choose different areas. Okay, this clan is preventing Piety? Is that what Shiloh Village gave eventually?
I'm pretty sure like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then some people are like, well, fuck, we're going to lock down Monkey Madness. And then the other team's like, well, we're going to lock down, Desert Treasure. I know the Ancients get unlocked for everyone at some point, but still, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So like, there is like really cool concepts, but the issue is that like there's so many excuses to not like Dead Man mode. Mm-hmm. You got to grind a bunch. You're going to die. The person that you kill is muling.
You're not in a clan.
You're not in a clan. Everyone's swapping. Your clan sucks. DDoSing. And then, like, Jagex messing up. Everything they mess up on. There's, like, 7 fundamental issues. Oh, I guess 6, taking out DDoSing. Before you even, like, get into, like, why you should play Dead Man. Okay, so ignore those 6 major issues. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But there's people that love it. It's just, like...
It's a cool idea. It really is.
So I honestly feel like if they want to, like, revamp Dead Man mode, they have to, like... make it so that the hardcore solo players will enjoy it, and then the hardcore clanners will enjoy it.
Yeah.
They can't cater to one or the other, which makes it really hard, but they have to make it more rewarding to be a solo player than be in a clan. And it's like, how do you even go about doing that? Like, think of it as like, if you're ever into like Rust, like the game, like Legacy Rust, not this new Rust, in like the early days, it was way harder to play as a solo player, but way more rewarding because you could get away with such silly stuff. You could build your base in like way cooler and like smaller areas, and you could do this like really cool stuff. You can set up fake bases. You can just kind of like mess around, name change on the server and pretend to be multiple people that are active, using that to build certain relations and like raid. Like there was like really cool like benefits of playing solo. But then if you're in a clan in Rust, you're in a clan. I mean, nowadays in Rust, you have to. Rust is just like survival Minecraft, kind of like you build a base, you gather resources, you kill people.
Yeah.
You destroy their base at the same time. And then you spam N-words nowadays, sadly. But,
goddamn.
Yeah, they need to just kind of like make it more rewarding for a solo player. And I'm going to go back to this because I've done this like every 3 months.
Oh boy.
They need to rework how clans work, because joining a CC that is so small, there's multiple CCs for one clan.
Small or huge?
Big, like big clans. Like they have they have like the clans are so big that they have multiple CCs for one. So sizing is an issue, but also like other games, when you join a clan, it's like official.
Yeah, you sign up.
You you're like, you have the clan tag, you're in like, or I guess it's a guild, but like you're actually, there's like, it's not like join our clan, here's our Discord, join our guild, and then there's like special interfaces that you get.
Yep.
There's areas, like I'll always say, Guild Wars 1 had the best guild system ever. And I will die by that.
Well, the thing is, the clan chat we have is really just a glorified friends chat, group chat.
Yeah, it's
whatever.
Group chat, yeah.
But it's, I mean, they want to rework it. They're working on it, right? That's what one of the mods who came in, it's been a while now since he joined, but that was one thing he wanted to do.
Yeah.
He's like, one thing I would change is reworking the whole clan system.
And like, I don't know how controversial this is, but like, team capes were like, in my opinion, a bandage to the bad clan system.
Well, they were the first thing. Like, they came out before clan chats did.
Yeah, but like it shouldn't be like, who's in my clan? Well, we have 2 CCs going. Well, we're all wearing the same cape.
Yeah.
Like that's like a really bad system for an MMO. And like RuneScape, as much as we meme on it, it's like way more social and community. I mean, obviously community driven, but like, you know what I mean? Like there's like a super like intense community compared to like WoW or like
most MMOs. They, as it goes on, the social aspect starts dying a bit and it becomes like within your guild only. But yeah, here you go to the Grand Exchange, you'll always see some shit going down.
You can always like sit down and chat with people, even like when you're doing Slayer. So many MMOs just feel barren. Mm-hmm. And like for me, like I was, I played like a lot of WoW and stuff, and like my social aspect was my guild. That was it. My guild, and then getting on Skype with some trash kids trying to do like 3s and 2s, and then hearing Family Guy in the background and be like, dude, we're trying to grind rating. Can you get the fuck off? Like, turn off your TV. I don't want to hear Family Guy in the background. I don't want to hear your dog or your wife yell. True story. I don't want to hear your wife yelling at you to get off WoW and go take care of your kid while we're trying to grind 1800, which isn't even a high rating. True story. I was so mad, but like you know what I mean? Like, but RuneScape's got like a pretty good social aspect, and like if they like focus on getting a good guild system, then Deadman mode, like even with like alliances, because alliances are huge, if you can make it more official and make it so that like there's a benefit to not cheating the system and like, you know, saying we're not in alliance, we're really, you know what I mean, in Deadman mode, giving them special interactions or something with other clanmates, or it doesn't matter what, as long as it's balanced to some extent. But like they kind of have to like work from that part. They have to like start there, make it all official, make it so everyone can track who's what, and then start giving people options to like opt out, and here's why you should opt out. Like if they just kind of like do it from a backwards perspective, I think that would like fix a lot of the issues with Deadman mode. But then
I think it's a big job. That's the only problem, right?
It's huge. It's really big, but
it'll be worth it.
Yeah, like I like, you know, the cool, cute things they do, like when they add stuff to the game, and I really do like the quests and stuff. Yeah, I don't know, RuneScape. Like the reason why we all play it, it's like not. I mean, it's addictive, but like the social community aspect. Like look
Massive.
At our subreddit.
Oh yeah, that's
we're one of the most blocked subreddits on Reddit.
Yeah.
That's not political. That's a big achievement. And a lot of it's because people go on front page and there's like a RuneScape meme and everyone's like, what is this? It happens like once a month.
I mean, well, not right now, but every time Swampaletics releases a video, it shoots up to like #1 trending.
Yeah.
And it goes up to the front page of all, which is like
even like YouTube
a big
gaming.
Deal. Yeah.
Like he hits high numbers in like YouTube gaming, which is like pretty chill. But like,
so I think that kind of is a testament basically to
yeah. Also compare the memes and like look at other, I said this before, but look at others like similar MMOs like Sandbox, tight knit communities, and they're all trying to replicate 2007 Scape.
I joined the Balloon Tower Defense subreddit, and the memes are like weren't even. And I played that game a decent amount that I understand the memes.
Yeah.
They're terrible.
Dude, Black Desert Online, same thing. It's
I mean,
like
old school RuneScape has some terrible memes too, but there's a lot of them that you like. That was fucking crabs. Like, God.
Yeah.
They still kind of cracks me up only because of how creative people get with it.
Yeah. But I don't know. They do say they have some big plans for Deadman mode. The only thing I could think of is like a standalone client. I might have mentioned that last week.
Yeah, you did.
With different features and pull like an ESCA, which is like a private client for like matchmaking in Counter-Strike.
Okay.
Super invasive. They got sued for Bitcoin mining on your PC. But
nice.
Minus that stuff, but like if they had like a more invasive client just for Deadman mode to make sure that you weren't using AHK, because like what game is it? Call of Duty? Black Ops? Black Ops 4, whatever the new one is, won't open if you have AHK open.
Oh yeah? Nice.
Yeah. And I only know that because I play PoE, guys, alright? Don't go assuming. Because you need, if you ever play PoE, you need those trade macros, alright? And you get that through AHK. But like, they could, you know, have a Deadman client that can just like straight up not work. And if sketchy shit like they're, you know what I mean? Like, if it's a more invasive and you opt into it to make it more fair, I think that would be good.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
it would stop a lot of botting. It would stop a lot of botting and auto clicking.
They say they have big plans, so I'm sure stuff will combat that. I'm not sure how, but they do say in the last paragraph here with that in mind, the Deadman Summer Finals will be the last Deadman event in its current format. Deadman will be on a hiatus until we have redesigned it. It could be that it changes so much that we'll even rename it. So to reiterate, they are not canceling Deadman mode. They are just putting it on hiatus for who knows how long.
They're not canceling it. stopping it for a while, and then they might come out with something that is so unrecognizable to Dead Man Mode, it won't be called Dead Man Mode anymore. But they're not canceling it.
It's the whole Final Fantasy MMO approach, where they scrap the first version of the game and redo the whole thing.
Yeah, Realm Reborn.
So, and then they say, this will be an opportunity for us to work closer with you to determine what you want from PvP and competitive gaming. Working groups of players and influencers are already underway, and the first such group is meeting early next week. It's about us taking the time to work on a design strategy for content and events, which include long-term competitive strategy.
Hashtag bring Dilz and Deags.
That seems like a terrible idea.
let's get that trending. Well, I gotta take a shit on their front step somehow.
Oh, jeez.
That's from like 2 years ago.
But Jed's gone.
It's still bagged. It's still bagged in a mason jar waiting.
That's what that smell is.
Yeah. No, I'll just like upper decker their toilets.
Inviting us to the Dead Man Mode, we'd probably give the worst.
Dude, we'd be the best commentators. I mean, I'd be swearing a bunch, and they'd have to like have a mature filter on like their Twitch so kids can't watch it anymore.
Can we vape in here? No, you can't vape. Well, this isn't going to work. This is a deal breaker. But so they have invited a bunch of PvPers to Jagex HQ, the offices, where they're going to discuss something. I mean, they're not going to tell us what it is, but
they're going to tell their friends.
And then they might let it slip.
And they tell two friends, and they tell two friends, and they tell two friends.
I mean, that happened with Theater of Blood.
Yeah.
There was one team where they got fucking disqualified.
They got banned for 2 weeks.
Yeah, banned until someone else completed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? If I were to take a guess. Okay, no, now that I take a guess, I was much more confident until 30 seconds ago for some reason.
Okay.
I was going to say, maybe they're thinking of working on arenas. 1v1s, 3v3s, 5v5 arenas in game, but honestly, the PvPers they brought are probably just to like, what are your ideas? You guys play this a lot. How can we fix this? A lot of you guys are solo players. What can we do?
Well, like even like the Fools members, if you watch the live stream, like seeing how much better they are than like streamers at PKing. Fools, Justice, and the other guy.
Okay.
I forget Scythe? No. We'll call him Chad. Okay. I don't know. I have no idea. But the two other Fools members were like way better.
Yeah.
Like Mank's really good too, but like
I mean, it's clear, right? He's won multiple tournaments and he makes it to like the top 10s every time.
But like seeing that skill gap, it's like they're so fast.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous. Like I think my mouse sensitivity is too low to even move that fast. But the big thing is like they make a mistake, but they'll like roll with it. Like they were doing that one POV of like one of the Fools members like in a 1v1, and you could tell he was super nervous because he's on stage, and he's like you could see his mouse like shaking, like he was like shaking, and he was misclicking like a decent amount, but he's like so fast, and the second he like misclicked, he like recognized it as it happened, or if he dragged a piece, and he just like instinctively coughed over his fart and then just kept going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he was just able to kind of hide his mistake as best he can and continue and like win fights, and it's really cool seeing that. So like, I want to see what their thoughts are on how to improve it.
Yeah.
If they're at that level, like they probably have a completely different idea than like what any of us have when it comes to PvP.
Oh, definitely. Like we're seeing it from a surface level.
Yeah.
So I hope we see it return soon, but much better. I do enjoy watching the Deadman Mode tournaments, even if they go for 9 hours. But hey, it's good content. It is fun to watch.
Yeah, like they have the viewing experience down.
Yeah, it's great.
The production is like they got that set down,
top notch.
But yeah, now the game,
really the thing you should work on first.
Actually, another tangent. Most games do it the other way around, and then they fail. Like, okay, Battle Right is a game that I love. And I was like super into, and they tried doing tournaments. The game mechanics of Battle Right, it's sick. I was shredding. People shredded. It's like super fun game. Then they do tournaments, and they were so like poorly done. Like, oh, one of your teammates just went AFK for 10 minutes. Okay. You know what I mean? Like it was just like really unprofessional, and the game never really. It's probably dead by now. But,
I barely remember it.
But yeah, it's cool seeing that they're doing it backwards, I guess.
Kind of worked. I mean, they got like 13 tournaments down before they're like, okay, let's put this on the back burner.
Yep.
But who knows? Maybe the summer final will be like amazing. They'll be like, oh, hey, look we can kind of do it still.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Deadman mode again, but more information in the future.
Yep.
And I guess the last part, which has to do with community chatter, is the BAFTA awards.
Yeah.
And the winner, RuneScape, of course. We're talking about it. Therefore, Old School RuneScape made the number one spot.
April Fools, it was Fortnite. Double April Fools, it was actually RuneScape.
Gotcha. But yeah, it was cool to see it. If you go on to the tweet made by the BAFTA Twitter account,
yeah,
a lot of unhappy people.
Yeah, good.
How the fuck did this game make it? How did it beat Fortnite?
Yeah,
100,000 players, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Look out! There's a new Titan on the scene.
Hey, the botters put in work.
Yeah.
Those botnets, man.
Yeah, making us proud.
Yeah. Thank you, Venezuela. Oh, wait, that actually doesn't work because you have to be in the UK. But
yeah, true. Yeah, that's it for news. We'll move on to well, not really moving on, but normally we go back and teleport it back in time to look at what happened this week. Nothing happened again. This is like 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
But spoiler alert, we see a new quest next week, so we'll come back with that one.
Theater of Blood.
Yeah. Imagine they start proposing the idea of raids back then. All right, though, let's jump into some lore, and it'll actually be lore this week, not some stupid made up
meme.
Yeah. When Lord Zarek ruled over the kingdom of Kurend, there were 3 soldiers that were much more powerful than any other soldiers in his army. These soldiers rose quickly through their ranks, showed they were seasoned veterans on the battlefield, and their skills of interrogation were nothing to be made short of. Zarek promoted these 3 soldiers into his own personal vanguard. Zarek knew at this time that there was turmoil within the working class of the citizens of the Great Kurend. Eventually, this escalated, and the working class rebelled against the government and the king himself. Zarek tried to squash the rebellion and any talks of revolting. When news of citizens planning to revolt or conspiring against the king, Zarek would send his soldiers to arrest these individuals, interrogating them and holding them as prisoners. Zarek's vanguard, the 3 elite officers, each were handed an army for themselves to command. They were left in charge with finding these citizens who were ready to rebel, and the vanguard's duties were to silence these people. Although they would soon fail, and the working class rallied together and revolted against Zarek's armies and Zarek himself. The vanguard realized that they had failed their duties and knew they would be one of the first killed by the working class. So one night, the vanguard slipped out of the kingdom and ran into hiding. Zarek was aware that the vanguard had fled, but due to the revolt, he had much more to deal with. Battling against these armies, he would soon realize that he did not have the strength or manpower to deal with them. He was outnumbered, and his army was slowly being slaughtered by the citizens that he once ruled. In the middle of the night, the rebels would break into the soldiers' headquarters, barracks, and the area the soldiers slept, burning the buildings and killing everybody inside. As Zarek's forces began to dwindle, he knew he would have to follow the vanguards and flee the city. Zarek and a select few of his troops all headed towards Mount Quidamortum. Upon arriving at Mount Quidamortum, they began setting up their settlement and exploring the cave on top of the mountain. This cave would then show to have many magical powers due to the crystals inside. They began fortifying the caves, building temples within and the outside areas, causing a safe place for Zarek and his men to hide out. Mount Quidamortum was optimal as it allowed anyone approaching to be seen, and with the kingdom of Kurend, it would be very hard to be snuck up and invaded without being noticed. Zarek's vanguard would later hear about the settlement that was built upon the mountain, and the 3 of them headed towards the settlement. When they arrived, Zarek let them into his camp and had forgave them as well as offered them a dinner celebrating their return. The vanguards then trusted Zarek again, and Zarek offered to reward their past service by granting them powers and enhancing their abilities within the cave itself. Zarek and the 3 vanguards entered a room within the cave, and Zarek promised to imbue the vanguards with magic. But the vanguard would soon find out that they had been fooled. Zarek extracted some of the magic from the crystals and used it on the vanguard, The 3 elite officers began to melt. Their legs buckled and their ankles twisted. They assumed they were going to die. But Zarek assured them that they would be forever in Zarek's debt and would continue service for Zarek in some way. As they melted into a puddle, they began forming into something else. They turned into creatures that resembled insects or crustaceans. Instead of hands and feet, they had tentacles. But they still were able to fight. Zarek did not rob them of that. Zarek left and told them, "You will forever protect these chambers of mine," and walked out of the cave. The Vanguard soon would learn that they were unable to leave. In a recorded transcript of these events from the book Vanguard Judgment, Zarek is noted in saying the following: "You failed me. You crawled away from my service to save your skins. Know now that I do not forgive such failures. I do not forget such failure. Had you fled to the end of the world, my vengeance would have pursued you. Had you taken your own sorry lives to escape my wrath, even beyond the gates of death, my revenge would have come upon you. Instead, you came to grovel at my feet, sniveling and begging to be taken back. Your apology is not accepted. Now you can serve me in your new forms. In life, you stood united and you betrayed me. Now I grant you an unlife, standing united as before, but bound to the crystals of my cavern so you cannot fail me again. Guard my chambers. Protect my secrets until the end." And that is the story of the Vanguard. Okay, now it's time to take a stroll to that Grand Exchange. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Audible. You can get a free month and a free audiobook if you go to audibletrial.com/wild. If you like podcasts and books, or maybe you don't have time to read books, but you want to, or you want to tell people that you do read books, because today's day and age, that makes you seem real smart.
Yep.
So you can listen to audiobooks.
Yeah. Like I tell everyone, I read books and I don't.
Yeah.
And they think I'm super smart.
You just listen to them.
Yeah.
So audibletrial.com/wild, and you can get a free month and a free audiobook.
One fun thing you can do is tell someone that you like a certain book so much that you can actually recite chapters, and then what you do is you sneak in a headphone and you just repeat what the narrator saying.
You're like doing the same voice acting too. Yeah, that's one way.
King Joffrey. I don't know any other Game of Thrones stuff, but
yeah, I'm drawing a blank too. When's that next book coming out? God damn it. Anyways, you can also support the show directly by going to patreon.com/The Wilderness Podcast. Our supporter of the week is Frazier DeVaney. Frazier D. I hope I pronounced one of those were the right pronunciation, but thank you very much for supporting the show. It helps us out greatly, and we really do appreciate it. I've, someone in the CC has been, their household, I was going to say they did, but it's more their girlfriend/wife. Mm-hmm. Got a t-shirt making kit, and they're starting to do that. And he was like, "Hey, maybe you can give out free t-shirts as a Patreon reward or something like that." So it's an idea, and we're talking with him about it a bit.
Yeah.
And, you want to make it styling. Maybe we can make wild. It could be like the new Nike, just wild. Or
Supreme.
That's what I was going to say, Supreme, yeah. So now people just want
get the limited edition Dilz and Deagin face reveal. Got one shirt.
Yeah. Just our face blowing up on the shirt. It's horrible. It's horrifying. Yeah. Just burn it. Possibly more information on that in the future. I got to figure some of that stuff out, because t-shirts aren't always cheap.
So we get like a t-shirt printing machine, and we just start I wonder how we do that.
Maybe not us, but the person who was talking to me about it, who they have there's a bunch of equipment and software apparently for making t-shirts, and they were saying hey, maybe we can kind of partner up.
Oh.
Something like that, right? Next thing you know, I get a giant box of shirts shipped in. All right, I got 800 shirts here.
We have no living room. Yeah. Family comes over and we're just sweating, packaging shirts. We need help.
Yeah.
This isn't a real state. Mauritania.
It's
the country Mauritania.
This is actually a country named Mauritania?
It's MAUR.
Oh.
Yeah, memes.
Nice. Have you seen that picture of the girl who invested a week or two too late into fidget spinners?
Yeah.
And dropped $5,000 or $10,000 on all these fidget spinners. and they're thinking that they were gonna like triple their money eventually by selling them all, but then the fad died out. They're like, please help.
Yeah. Could you
us.
even like return that? Is that a tax write-off? It's like a business endeavor that failed?
Probably not. I don't know.
Maybe it's like a money laundering scheme that just went wrong.
Yeah.
Or right. Maybe it went so right that we thought it's probably just like swimming in cash.
It's a cover up. Bastards. But yeah, anyways, what do we have going on in the show? Great question. We have a Jeopardy event coming up, and I think I'm going to plan for it at the beginning of May. School's finishing up now, so I'll have more time to do that. And because everything's been up in the air, it's whatever. We'll get into that in the future. But yeah, I want to plan for May. So I think this week I'm going to sit down and probably set up a sign-ups of some sorts. So keep your eye out for that. There will be cash to be won.
Yeah.
It's going to be just like how Jeopardy is normally done, but it'll be old school RuneScape tailored. Yeah, Discord will probably where the sign-up is. It's the easiest way of doing it.
Yeah.
But, you know, you can still reach out in other means as well. And we also have our book club where we're reading through some of the old school RuneScape, not old school RuneScape, but the RuneScape novels written by T.S. Church together. It's a trilogy, and we're on Betrayal at Falador right now. School's been pretty hectic and finish up with finals and stuff. I haven't really had that much time to read with it. It seems like it's been on a little bit of a hiatus, but I've started reading it and I'm planning on finishing it. So I'll be jumping in there to get that discussion rolling again. So if it's something you're interested in, do check it out, because that's it. If you do want to hang out with us in game and some of the other lovely folk in our clan chat, you can do that at WildCC. Our email is thewildernesspodcast@gmail.com. Our Facebook is facebook.com/thewildernesspodcast. And our Twitter is @thewildernessrs. And Discord is pinned on Facebook and Twitter.
Yep.
And Deagin, you got some things, right?
Twitch, Twitter, DeaginRS.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you want to follow me on Twitch, it's /the Dilz. I talked last week about this RuneScape radio idea that we were talking about and planning on doing.
It's not going to happen, and we got hit with some civil lawsuits.
Yeah, and it was also April Fool's joke.
Yeah,
still getting them every single week. No, we'll definitely be doing it this week. I'm going to do some testing with it, and my school will be. Well, I have like 1 or 2 exams that following week. But I'm hoping there I can start actually doing a concurrent schedule. Wow, I can't talk. I'm getting loopy. Consistent schedule with it, so you can come and listen about just rambling about RuneScape stuff, or you can come and join us, the conversation. If you don't know what the idea is, it's just streaming for a couple hours every X amount of days, and we'll have a Discord channel where whoever's me or Deagin's going to be hosting it, we'll pull someone in one by one if you're in the waiting room or the lounge.
You know what we could do?
And then we'll talk RuneScape together.
We need some, you know what you guys could do? You guys could, like, send in voice clips of, like, well, have we settled on a name yet?
Oh, like a Rune Radio, I liked. You mentioned that, Rune Radio.
Rune Radio, Wild Raider, something was like, Rune Radio, join the discussion. You know what I mean?
Just play that during it?
Like, part of the intro. You know how, like, Radio Lab or, like, other, like, podcasts or, like, even, like, the radio shows are, like, I don't know, they have, like, their sound bites and stuff.
Yeah.
And you're on Rune Radio. Join the discussion. And then, like, the night show would be, like, way more loud.
We're hanging out at the RuneScape lounge right now. It's crazy over here. So yeah, more details on that, but this week will be a testing period, I think, and hopefully next week we'll start doing the rough end runs where there'll still be kinks to iron out, but hopefully we can start getting that rolling. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
And that's it, isn't it?
I think so.
And our song of the week, randomly selected as Brew Hoo Hoo. This is the music track that is unlocked upon entering Port Phasmatis. Phasmatis. Is it Phasmatis? I always call it Phasmatis.
I call it Phantasm. I'm kidding.
Anyways, when you enter the brewery basement, the song starts. The track's title is a pun on Boo Hoo Hoo, an onomatopoeia for crying. And it was composed by Ian Taylor. Came out February 2005.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening. And until next week for 129.
Yeah, maybe we'll have like an update.
On what?
RuneScape.
Oh, yeah. Right, the game that we talked about, even though not so much.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thanks for listening.
Yeah, have a good one.
Stay tuned for next week.